Good evening, everyone. It's October 6th, 2025. This is the Capital Budget Committee meeting. We're at the Amherst Town Hall. We are also available on Zoom. You can get the link on the town website. We're going to call that meeting to order. And we do have people on Zoom, so our roll call vote has to be a roll call vote. So we'll start with
Sure. Ken Smith present.
Andrew Laird, present.
Joe Jamiel present.
George
Perkins present.
Oh, and George. Okay, I didn't see you.
Tie goes to the George.
Yeah.
I didn't see you up there, the name up there, so thank you.
Is Kristen O'Malley?
Yeah, she's not with us. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Kristen O'Malley is the deputy chief. He must be using his wife's laptop.
Okay.
Okay, I try to promote him. I'm gonna try it again.
There we go. Thanks, chief.
All right, tonight,
Here it comes.
There you go.
tonight we will be meeting with the police, fire, and IT and discussing the draft fall town meeting warrant. So I'm going to start with the approval of the minutes of September 29th.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a roll call vote. Ken?
We already did it, but present.
No, this
Oh, no,
is
Oh, for this, oh, because,
the
oh,
minutes.
for the minutes, so we
Yes.
did roll call for that too.
You're the representative.
Approved.
Approved. Joe approved.
In favor.
George?
Aye.
Aye, Sandy, aye. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go right into the police. I'm gonna turn it over to you, chief.
Danielle's
Here
coming.
comes another member, Danielle.
Which item would you like me to start with?
To be honest with you, I'll let you just go with the flow because I don't have the portal opened right now.
All right, let's start with tasers. So we are asking for the replacement of our current tasers. Our tasers are the X2 model. They're 5 years old. Taser is no longer warranting these units, and they no longer support them. A taser is a sonically welded piece of polymer that cannot be repaired if it's damaged. So if we break a taser now, we have to get a new one. The new tasers are called the X10 taser, and you'll see that the price has gone up exponentially. So when we went into the first 5-year contract, our tasers were about $99,000, which was spaced over 3 years. These new tasers are, the quote that received was $357,000.73. That's now going to be spaced over 5 years. So when the town administrator went into capital budget, went into the CIP program rather, he listed, I believe, $75,000 as a first-year payment. Our taser is a very important piece of equipment that the officers carry. The new version of the taser, it's called the Taser X10. It has 10 individual darts that are fired out of it, different from the X2, which only has 2 cartridges. But this program comes with the warranty and the maintenance on it for 5 years. If anything happens to what's called a handle, it's automatically replaced. And then in there is batteries to get us started. It's holsters, because we'll have to get a new holster because the taser is completely different. And then a new training module the taser has. So in Massachusetts, we have to train our officers once a year on the taser, and that's a 4-hour class. Before, the Axon training component was not required. Now it is required, so our officers have to do that as well. And they're using a VR, a virtual reality component, where as part of this big purchase, we will get 2 headsets. I mean, when we run our officers through the training, they will use the VR component of it, so they're not actually deploying cartridges. So that's taser.
Okay.
So you said this is a year 4?
No, we are done with the tasers. We made our last payment, so we would be asking for the funds in the spring to enter a new contract, a new 5-year contract with Taser for the new X10.
Does anyone have any questions on the tasers for 75,000 from free cash?
No.
All right, next item, please.
Next item is gonna be the radar units. So our radar units, and I pulled out some of the certificates, they range anywhere from 2009 to 2015. What we've been able to successfully do over the years is transfer them from cruiser to cruiser. Unfortunately, they are reaching their end of life and the technology that we now have is obsolete and no longer supported. So we're asking for $49,000, which will allow us to buy a new radar unit for our marked cruisers and then for our 2 motorcycles. So the new units the antennas are much smaller. If you looked at an antenna in a car now, it'll probably be the size of a softball. If you looked at the one in the newer antennas, it's just a little bit bigger than a flashlight. It's got more technology. It's easier to be used by the officers. And as I said, we did a good job over the years of not spending any of our cruiser money replacing them. We transferred them from car to car, but we have to get them calibrated every year. And with our last calibration, we looked up the year that these were made, and they were, again, some of them are ranged between 2009 and 2015, and others range between 2005 and 2012. So we don't have any spare cruiser money because we're now doing the lease program, so we're asking to replace them all at once. So the quote would include purchasing all the new radar units and then the company that would come out and do the installation for us.
So chief, that 49,000 includes installation?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
And how long do they last?
Well, we're running units right now that are they're going on 20 years old. So they do last a long time because they're maintained and they're certified. They have to be certified every year. And there's a company out of Maine that comes down and will maintain them. These will have some sort of warranty initially from the manufacturer. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but it will have some sort of warranty. These are fixed units, so they're installed in the cruiser, so they're not like the handhelds that get moved around, so these last much longer. But again, it's a smaller, sleeker design that'll be a little better for the officer in the cruiser because they won't have a big antenna in front of them. And it's newer technology. The ones that we're using right now it's old, obsolete technology.
So do the new cruisers come with them?
The new cruisers, we've been swapping the radar units over. So the new cruisers are getting the old radars. We have not been buying radars with the new cars. We've been swapping everything over.
And this 49,000 is enough for old and any new cruisers.
That is correct. It'll do our fleet.
Cool.
That's 49,000 from free cash. Does anyone have any questions on the radar units?
nope.
No.
All right, next item, please.
Next one, we're gonna go to the message board purchase. So over the past 2 summers, we have seen an increase in requests for messaging boards down at the different beaches, whether it's Center Street, Grays Beach, Smugglers Beach, Seagull Beach. And we have a few boards in town, but we've identified some issues. So after the last, we had a meeting after the summer, and it was a meeting with the DPW, parks, the police, fire. And what we came up with as a potential solution to some of the issues that we're having is to buy 3 more messaging boards that we can deploy in town for the summer. They would be at South Shore Drive, Center Street, on South Seaview Ave rather. And we could put messages up about whether the beach open, the beach is closed, any detours that are going on. And then when these signs are not being used in the summertime for beach notifications and other things like that, they would be able to be deployed throughout town for our sewer project. So this request is coming through the police department, but these would actually be town-owned boards that any department could use if they needed to. You pay an annual subscription fee that allows us to log into the signs, and you can put up to 8 characters per line. You can put 3 lines per screen, and I think you can go up to like 4 screens on a message. So we're looking to add to the fleet. The police department has a messaging board now, and then the police and DNR took over the boards that fire had. So right now we have 5. This would bring us up to 8 total for the town. But with these boards are smaller, and the big orange ones you'll see on the side of Route 28. So the more easily we can deploy them easily, and we can put them in places that we can't put the big orange ones. So this ask is for $51,470, and would purchase 3 more electronic sign boards to be used by the police department and by the town as needed.
Okay, great. Does anyone have any questions on the message boards?
Nope.
I have one curious question. Where do you store these when they're not in use?
Right now, they're behind the police department, so they're solar powered, so we keep them outside, so the batteries stay charged. So we have enough space in the back, and then so we have 3 out back now, and DNR has 2, the Department of Natural Resources has 2 in their back lot.
Okay.
Would adding to how many message boards you have add to your subscription cost for using them?
This is, I don't know the subscription cost off the top of my head, but it's not that much for the annual fee. I can get that information, I can send it over to Sandy, but I know it's not that much.
Okay.
Great. All right, so
Cruisers.
we have 2 more. All right. What do you want to do next?
What 2 do you have? Because I only have 1. I have the cruisers,
What about the body?
the body cameras, that is the payment, that's just the 5th payment of our existing purchase body cameras. So that's like around a $56,000 number. That is payment number 5 of our current contract with Motorola.
Okay, it's 49,056, is that right?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay. 40. So that's a lease
That is.
or lease to own type
Stuff. So, and we are working with Motorola right now to lock in years 26, 27, and 28 at the current pricing, because it's gonna go up, pretty soon. So that's the last lease to own payment in our initial contract.
Okay, and the last one,
The cruiser.
Last one is our cruisers, so we're asking to,
Before we go, Cindy, would you repeat the number for that request for the body cameras? I got 423,056. It sounded like you said something different.
$49,056.
All right, I'm looking at CIP, so I'm,
Yeah, that's the total, George, you're looking at.
Yeah, you gotta go into the detail.
You're
okay,
looking at the
all
total
right,
number,
all right.
not the breakout per year.
Yeah,
As long as we're looking at the same
Yeah.
database, I'm all right.
yeah, it gives you the 10-year costs on one screen, but if you gotta,
Okay, we're good.
okay, good. Right,
then for the cruisers, we're asking to replace 6 cruisers and then 1 trailer, but the 6 cruisers is what the lease payment would be. I'm gonna have to go back to the town administrator and talk about the trailer, but I'll just talk about the cars for now. So as you know, unfortunately, it takes such a long time for us to get cruisers. The numbers that we put in the system in the beginning have to sometimes switch because cars break. You blow engines, they get into car crashes. So the cars we're looking to replace right now are a Chevy Tahoe that's got roughly 87,000 miles on it. Our 2 patrol K9s, which is J8 and J9. They're both in the area of about 65,000 miles, but those are 65,000 hard miles on those cars. They've had some significant maintenance issues recently. J28, it's a Ford F-150 that has 118,000 miles on it. J38, which is one of our unmarked sedans, has 88,000 miles on it. And then J53 is a sedan used by our proactive anti-crime unit that has 75,000 rough miles on it. So we'd be replacing those 6 cruisers in the next fiscal year. So J4 is assigned to Lieutenant Carcetti, who's one of our patrol division supervisors, and that car is built out as a mini command post. So in the back of that car, we have a large command board system, and we have 2 radios. There's a radio up front, and there's a radio in the back. So that vehicle, we will be looking to replace it with the existing vehicle right now, which is a Chevy Tahoe, versus getting an Explorer, because our Explorers are, and we saw them the other day, they're smaller cars. They don't have the same room. And then for the K9s, we would stick with the F-150s. The 2025 F-150 meets the green community standards if you get the EcoBoost engine, because it's the combined miles are 23 miles to the gallon. So we would replace J8 and 9 with newer Ford F-150s. And the reason why we do that is the K9s it's a full 4 crew cab truck, because in the back they have the full kennel for the dogs. The dogs have to have enough room to move around. And then they need the bed of the truck to store all of their equipment. So if you open up the back of of a K9 truck, you would see that they have their long leads, their bike suits, and a bunch of other miscellaneous equipment that they keep in their cars.
There's two on CIP under the product description, there's two J52s. Both are 2014 Ford Taurus. One has 125,000 miles. One has 100,000 miles. Are those two different cars or
Let
is
me pull that up. Let me pull up CIP. It's probably just.
that's under the 3 unmarked cruisers section?
Yes. Probably just a typo on my part,
All right.
because we do not have two J 50, we only have one.
Can you fix the detail in the CIPs for the minute, so I can get the detail for the minute?
Yeah, so in the CIP that I'm looking at, I see FY 27, the vehicles we have are 100,000, J8, J9, J11, J13, J38, J51, and then the 1988 Wells Fargo, but I will change it because J13 has already been replaced. We had to replace that sooner than we wanted to, had an issue. So if you go back up into that was an earlier request. I can see what you're talking about, our project description. It says J52 and J52. I will go back and I'll figure out which cars those were back in probably 2000 and FY 24, I'm gonna guess it was.
Oh, okay, awesome. So those ones up top aren't for this request. The request now is the ones down at the bottom, the J8 and 9s.
Yep, and I will get to
Okay.
you, because 13 has been replaced, and I will get to you the exact cruiser that we're replacing versus off of that.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Bottom is, down at the bottom, it says a Wells Fargo trailer. But when I did my CIP numbers, that is the estimated amount if we were gonna lease the cars. So the trailer's gonna have to come out separately. So we can take that out, and I will talk to the town administrator about, I might have some other capital money that I might be able to put towards that. So I will take that out of the CIP description.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyone have any more questions on the cruises?
Nope.
That's it.
that's it.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Deputy Chief.
Sandy, I'll throw out the invitation again. If anybody wants to come over and take a look at the shooting trailer, the UTV and the electric bikes that we just purchased, you can just let me know when they want to come over and we'll set everything up for them because, we appreciate the support. We've been able to knock off some pretty significant projects in the last year. And we're just, we want people to be able to see, especially your committee to see the work that's being done because we truly.
Get to use the trailer.
And that's what I wanted. He's
Gonna be able to shoot the trailer?
If somebody from the group wants to shoot, I will make sure I have a firearms instructor there and you can test out the range 100%.
Oh, you didn't tell me that, Chief.
I'm not part of the group, can I still go?
Part of the-
We'll do it again, but.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much. All right, so.
Now we're gonna have to offer fire truck rides.
He didn't offer that, Chief. I would have happy just turned to the
We're
siren.
not on the committee for the pay.
All right, so next up is fire, and can I get him for the minute?
Scott Smith, Deputy Fire Chief.
All right, so you have one item on the fall town meeting, so you want to start with that one? So,
Yeah, which one is it that you have? I just want to make sure.
Well, you have the ambulance.
The ambulance,
Yes, the
yeah.
ambulance. Okay, so I think that's 550,000. Unfortunately, they aren't getting any cheaper, and the issue there is, from the day we get approved at town meeting, we're looking at an 850-day build on these. So we would see the vehicle, with, if everything goes correctly, we would see it. in
3
2028.
Yeah.
Wow,
Whoa.
So that's why we're moving ahead.
Why is that? Chips? Shortages?
Yeah, there's
Supply chain?
a chassis is the hardest piece. They can build the box. It's the actual vehicle that we can't get our hands on.
Really? What are they using mostly, Chief?
We're actually making a move because of the issue. We've typically used Ram.
Right.
Ram trucks. We're gonna make a move to the Ford gas chassis because
Really?
the diesels are just destroying us on a maintenance side. We can't
Okay.
put them on the road.
And the
So-
gas will be okay with you guys leaving it running and stuff and
Yeah,
calls and everything?
the issue is I mean, we've been having unfortunately a lot of suspension issues because of the road conditions. And then on top of that, we do a lot of short runs and diesels are meant to run long and hot and you know, the short runs from, you know, our quick responses are.
From the firehouse to Thurwood?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we're gonna make this move and see how it goes, because the diesels, I mean, we have a brand new diesel that is just, it's just not going well. So
Really?
So
Sorry. to hear.
is this from the ambulance?
it is from ambulance receipts, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that in CIP, guys?
Yes.
The 2017
It is
ambulance
56.
56? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's $0 in there though, right?
Right, go into the detail.
Okay.
It's in the detail at 550.
That there's the items that are at the fall town meeting, most of them are coming in at 0, and I don't really understand
Oh, here-
why.
it's under prior.
Yeah.
Because it's not under pending, it's under prior, because it's a different fiscal year, but it's $550,000.
Yep, I see it under prior.
All right, great. What is the next?
What's your next item, chief?
I had the SCBA bottle replacement, cylinder replacement. They're 75,000. Again, all of these are out of ambulance receipts. These bottles are obviously the bottles we use for fighting fires, and we wear them as part of the self-contained breathing apparatus. They have a 15-year lifespan, and we've come up on a lot of them. We've tried some grant funding, but have been unsuccessful, especially with everything that's going on. So we're gonna replace as many as we can for that 75,000. The prices unfortunately are very unstable, so we're looking at 60, but we hope that that'll still be true.
60 unit?
60 bottles, yeah.
And what is I guess I can do backwards math, but it's a little more than $1,000 each.
About $1,300 a piece right now.
And how long does one of those, self-contained tanks go for? Like if someone turns it on and plugs it in, is it hours? Is it?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Depending on the work volume.
Really?
So how many do you typically go through in a year? Average year?
Well, we refill them, so we have like so
Oxygen tank and
yeah,
just
exactly.
fill them up?
Yeah.
It's just the actual container themselves that has to be replaced.
Right, so after
Every 15
they
years.
have to be hydro tested every 5 years,
Yeah.
and you can do those 3 times. You can test that 3 times. And then the cylinder itself needs to be replaced. So
Did it get
15 years.
recertified at all, or?
Every 5 years they get
No, but I mean,
recertified.
if it's 15, so could it get recertified?
No, it's not like the old like steel bottles
Right.
anymore. They're all carbon fiber, the aluminum, and so 15 years is the lifespan, and then they get recycled.
Yeah, they're pressurized compressed gas, so
Yeah.
after a certain amount of time.
You want to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have one of those blow up on your back, probably wouldn't be a comfortable.
So it would be good.
Okay, anyone have any more questions on the cylinders?
I do not.
Next item?
I had a replace Chevy Tahoe. It's R52 is currently labeled the deputy chief's vehicle. All our typically our command vehicles are on a typical replacement program. The vehicle will have 100,000 miles. But when we get there again, we order this now. We're also looking at a year plus. You know, I ordered mine last year and I haven't seen it yet. So, we're trying to just get things moving along, similar to like what, oh, it scared me. What is hitting me? Set up as a command vehicle as well. We put all the radios and everything in the back, so that's why we had a decent price on the chassis, but then we had to spend a lot of money on getting the car upfit.
So that's 85,000.
Yes.
Does that come from like a just Chevy dealer? Like on Cape, you order it through and they.
Yeah,
send it, or?
Yeah, we use a dealer in Plymouth, and then they do like municipal type builds, and then they build them all.
State bid.
Right.
It's
Cool.
Okay.
that's for ambulance receipts as well.
All right, next item.
There's 3 left: engine 47, stabilization, and fire station location feasibility study.
Yeah. So the engine 47, so we've been trying to restructure our fleet. We've typically had 6 fire engines and a ladder truck on top of that. We're trying to move to a different model of 4 engines and 2 ladder trucks. So we're eliminating one piece of apparatus. And engine 47, again, we were able to secure a vehicle, what they call a stock vehicle, because the engines are very similar to the ambulances. This went with 3 or 4 year builds. But this was a truck that was purchased for a different department. They ended up going in a different direction, but it's already in the production line, so we were able to snag it. And what that does is save us time and a lot of money, because a custom build.
What department?
It was
Linfield?
Linfield, yeah.
So it's exactly what we're looking for. It's a smaller vehicle that we're looking to put up in the Yarmouth Port Station 2. And we're able to secure that now and get that hopefully early 2027.
December of next year.
Yeah, December of next year. So this replace a vehicle that has reached its end of life. At 15 years, a fire engine is supposed to move from frontline engine to like a secondary piece or a backup. And at 20, you're supposed to retire. And unfortunately, we didn't do a great job of planning these things out. And when I say we, it was the people that sat here before me. But so we're trying to work all that out now, and also work in the fact that we get full times on these vehicles. So
Another thing that's kind of important to this is with all the new emission standards, by getting this truck and one that's already in production, we're saving $80,000 on the engine emissions alone. This is the more stringent regulations that are coming down the line and all that. So it was important for us too.
right.
In front of it, good.
Right, and that's what's honestly led to a lot of our issues with the fire engines is the exhaust issues. We keep having filters clog. The way they're built to lower the emissions, all it does is add to our.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is $1 million.
Yes, and that's the engine and all the equipment that comes on it.
So is that also from the ambulance?
It is. I believe, is that what she was doing?
How much, can you tell me what the balance in the, because this is not until annual town meetings.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what the balance is at this point, sorry.
Okay, we can check that out. Usually it's in the warrant.
I think it has a.
Yeah, I think so. I thought I saw that more.
Look at that, yeah. All right, so we have 2 more items. We have the final payment to the stabilization fund.
Yeah, that is just the last payment on the engine that is in the Yarmouth Port right now. It is, I think it was a 5-year spread of stabilization, same thing of money over 5 years to pay back that vehicle.
Okay, we're very familiar with that. Last item is, because I'm looking at the feasibility. study.
Feasibility study, yeah, so we're kind of getting started. I started last year with the needs assessment on the current stations that we have. It was just an outside study to look at our vehicles, our system, I mean, our stations, and the existing infrastructure as far as HVAC and all our emergency equipment there. Kind of get an idea of what we already know, that they're very antiquated and old, and we've been spending a lot of money just to keep them going. But we wanted to see where they were, so that we could figure out the path forward. Right now, we're in a study called the Standards of Cover Study, which is a statistical analysis of all our calls, where they actually are in town geographically, and where they're expected to go based on growth in town and the sewer projects, development of 28. So it kind of gets a look at how we're responding to our calls, how effectively we are, how manpower wise, how we're doing all that. So we're in the middle of that now. So between that, this study, and then this would be the third piece of that puzzle, would be to see, once we have all our numbers and our maps as to where the calls are, or if we were to build another station or a new station, where that station should go geographically, so we can meet response times and all of the standards that we're trying to meet. Part of,
So you did the needs assessment.
yeah, we did the needs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now you're doing, a call data study?
Yeah, it's called, the standards of cover, it's called. And then this would be the third piece, which is the feasibility study for location. And part of that is to look at whether or not we could move from, we currently obviously have 3 fire stations. To if there was, based on call volume and projected calls, if we could look at a 2-station model. And redistribute manpower and that, but, you know, we have some concerns with that as far as response times and the ability to get the calls, just because the town is so large. But, you know, we're gonna let the numbers drive that analysis instead of any opinions, see if it's doable or not.
Great.
Okay, great. Anyone have any questions on the feasibility study? 50,000 from ambulance receipt.
No.
Well,
All right.
Guys, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Keep up the good work.
So, thanks for your time, appreciate it. Fire truck rides whenever you'd like.
Next time you're at Thurwood, I'm gonna get one.
May get an ambulance ride.
Yeah, they're there every day. I hope I never need one of those. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul,
See you
see you
once.
later.
Yes, sir.
Thank
All right, have a good night, guys.
Right. So now we have IT and
One item?
No, actually three.
Is there only showing one in CIP?
Showing. Yep.
Okay, there's three of them altogether. One is computers. I can talk to that one first.
Oh, yeah, so we have $100,000
Yes.
for PC components.
And that is to continue the upgrade so that we're not just asking for 785 at once. However, this year, the funding really went to several things that we weren't fully aware of. First of all, there was a Windows 11 upgrade that needed to be completed by October 15th, I believe it is. And in that, we found one of the all of the ambulances, actually, their equipment was 15 years old and could not be upgraded. So they're going, they've included us the ability to give them all new iPads. So that's in progress right now. Along with that, there was some police special programs that they all had to be upgraded. All the window computers up here were not able to go to Windows 11, so all those were changed. In addition to that, we were going to grab a group of new equipment and start replacing the equipment we started 3 years ago. So that's what that is. And with the network, it's the same ask about 100,000.
Yeah, so,
It was in there. I just don't know how to get it promoted up into the
yeah, I'll talk to Jennifer.
Yeah.
He needs to do something.
Oh, that's right.
He fixed the first one.
Yeah, so we should be able to fix that one. So just again, to give you some updates of what's taking place, some of the equipment due to cybersecurity, and some of the hits we were taking, we just put in more powerful firewalls in the 2 sites. There was an upgraded DNR to help facilitate the new camera systems upgrades that they had. Flax Pond never had camera systems. We had to put new equipment in there. And something that just happened now that we'll be using the same 100,000 for that we had last year was the Duncan campus. Right now, they run on a Wi-Fi, connect all the buildings. It's really in the 7th year and that equipment is failing very quickly. So that's something that needs to be addressed. The last thing that we have, which is something new this year, is the iNet replacement. I've spoke about this in the past in presentations. I did grab a $250,000 grant from the state that we're working right now. We're asking to have 100,000 there just to make sure. We haven't gotten final pricing. We just awarded the contract, or we're getting ready to award the contract to the vendor. But this is going anywhere from 300 to 385,000 to get this completed in the network. And I don't want to hesitate once we get moving on this, which we're also looking for other funds in place. But he asked us for 100 grand yet.
Okay.
250 we've already received from the state though.
Okay.
All right, is that another one that you haven't?
Yeah,
It has to be promoted.
Correct.
All right, so we'll check on the.
So the 100,000 each request, is
Yes.
that accurate?
Yes, correct. Thank you.
So all from free cash.
They're all from
Okay,
free
okay.
cash, right?
Right, anyone have any questions for Paul? And we've seen most of several of these items the last several years, so.
Right.
mm. You don't have any
I don't. No, it's good. Well, you're getting up to speed. Windows 11.
Yes, we're all, actually, I have to give kudos to the team. Some of the things that we found that we weren't really truly aware of, and we're gonna make it. There's a note going around in the, director of IT, talking to the state. Many of them are looking, they can't get it done by October 15th, and they're trying to buy, update insurance from Microsoft, which is gonna be a nice little chunk of change, so. But the guys really did a great job. They got it completed, so.
That's right.
So that's a requirement of Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft's just not gonna support Windows 10 anymore. And without the upgrades and the patching, it becomes an open,
That's right.
target.
There's no security, right?
For taking it over, so
Sure. I mean,
They
if you have
have-
it
they have you one
at
way or
home,
the
fine,
other.
just,
it'll work, just it won't be patches, and that's what's scary.
right,
Especially at your level.
right.
Oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, we're at the point where we're down to our last 30 units, and we just had a conversation this morning of when they'll be complete. If something is missed, it just gets shut off.
Hmm.
And it will be without their equipment until we can work with the department to get it upgraded.
How many computers do you think all the departments that you're responsible
Probably in the 400 plus range. I mean, we generally have about anywhere from 295 to 300 people, but I'm running 365 licenses.
for? Okay.
And then there's a few here that, oh, I didn't realize we were supposed to have that, so yeah, we're pulling some back out of
Mhm.
service, but it'll fluctuate between up to about 400 and something.
Wow. Mm.
That's not counting servers.
Right, yeah, I was just talking PCs.
Yeah, PCs, yeah, there's that many out there.
Um,
When you add up all the cruisers, all the engines and everything else that have a piece of equipment in
Do you
it.
have to maintain all the cruisers, PCs too and stuff?
Slowly but surely, that is coming back under us. We work closely. I gotta say, the police and fire have done a fantastic job staying on top of their technologies. But as the time has changed, they're losing the support, in-house support that they have. So we work
Follow them
closely
to
with,
you.
and so we actually did all the upgrading, all the cruises and everything.
Okay.
Gives my guys heartburn, but
Yeah,
that's fun.
keeps them busy.
Exactly.
Right. All right, Paul,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
All right, so, we're gonna talk briefly about the fall town meeting, but not scheduled to vote on this until not until the end of October.
Yeah.
Um,
Because right now it's still in draft form.
Yeah, it's still the warrant's still in draft form. The selectmen will be
Tomorrow night.
approving tomorrow night
Tomorrow
the
night.
draft. So I did print out for everyone the articles that really have anything to do with us. Article 2 and 3, I think Article 3, we had dollars last year for well number 10. This is just
This is just for the
Yes.
Seder equipment, I believe.
it's just for it's the design and construction.
Oh, okay.
But I believe that this has to do with the borrowing costs. So we don't really, Jeff did not submit it to us. We really don't have to vote on that one. The next one that really has to do with us. is Article 8 golf. Now, we haven't met with the golf department, that's one of the, right, but the golf department items still aren't pulling into the report, but they, as I said, they're in 2026, they're probably under prior, and that's why they're not pulling, and they're not independent, but they have 4 items. Yeah, I don't believe we've met with the golf.
No, it's the 8th. So,
Oh, it's the 8th,
yeah,
October 8th.
yep. 11:30. It's, because we're due to meet with them here next
8th is
week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's- I'm not sure I can.
Who's meeting with him?
Lindsay and myself.
Okay.
So we will talk about those 4 items in length when they come in and I can leave it to. And eventually we'll have to make a vote to support the article. The next one that has to do with us, so we have Article 8. Article 9 is what the chief talked about, the fire ambulance.
It doesn't say how much is in the account, though.
No, I'm gonna I'll check on that. They're using a lot more this year. If you
Add up everything.
yeah, if you add up everything and add the 550 to that it's almost $2 million. And
Yeah.
I didn't really think that they tried to spend that much really on capital, but that article is ours, and I believe those are the only 2 that we have that we will be voting on in a couple of weeks. Oh, the
What about
five.
open space on 10? CPA, yeah,
Oh, yeah. We've already talked about that one.
okay.
That's where Brittany came in, you're right.
article number.
Article 10,
Open
purchase that
space,
land,
yes.
down on the Brave Barn. Brittany came, you might have been out there.
I was not here.
Purchase price
Yeah.
was $600,000. And she was able, and she's already gone before the CPA, that
Mhm.
she's already got approval from CPA for a purchase price of $300,000 plus $5,000 in administrative costs that they will have on the article. Reporting the article,
Mhm.
reporting fees and stuff.
And 300 from free cash.
And they got 300 from free cash. So that one has already gone before. Article 5, we have not heard about. I heard Article 5 is the feasibility study for the new school. They'll be coming before us in a couple of weeks also. The 20th, so on the, so Article 5 is another one that we will be voting on. So basically, there's 4 articles and we'll vote on the 27th. One, you'd have a copy of the draft warrant, so you were familiar with. The town meeting is on the 17th, it's on a Monday night.
Right.
Live lobster sales. Imagine you're out of your home.
That's
Would there be anything they've called them now?
Yeah. The planning board has had TV cameras in the room, the Boston Globe, the Boston Herald.
All right, so we're meeting with golf this week. What about recreation and DNR?
DNR we met with last Friday.
Okay. And I was already.
Yeah.
Do they have any requests?
Yeah, they have a couple feet, well,
I just don't remember seeing anything in there. I don't have my, unfortunately, I don't have my computer. I didn't, they have the, they have dredging. They're listed
That's
under,
right, Dredge,
they're listed on community services.
Lewis Bay.
Yeah, they're listed under community service. Yeah, Lewis Bay.
Lewis Bay sediment transport study, waterway dredging. They have navigation buoys
The boys.
and work barn. Engine and trailer. Packet landing, resilient implementation,
They have quite,
Yeah.
and they got update the J49 patrol boat. With the midlife refit.
I'm trying to find these on the list, so
That's right here.
Vacation with me.
Right, telling you.
categorize them, I do.
And he's gonna remove the J47 engines.
He's gonna remove it?
Yeah, if it is,
It must, I don't even see it on the list.
okay, then it's got.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay.
I can't look into
Okay.
DNR. Usually if it's a DNR, I'll be able to find them quickly. Oh, patrol boat. How about replace this sailboat fleet? Yeah, or is that recreation?
I would think that'd be recreation. but
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be recreation. We only have one item. I just gotta make sure they know they're on the agenda.
Right, replace sailboat fleet. That seems like the most economical thing we're doing.
Biggest bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Now we have the school and the library. I did speak to the new librarian. He is aware of the meeting. Although he doesn't have, we'll see what happens tomorrow at the meeting when they discuss. The board. They don't have a lot of figures and stuff, but they're just gonna come in and give us an update on what's happening, but we'll see what happens after. So if, they're on early on the agenda tomorrow night. If you're interested, you could tune in.
I'll be there morning for planning.
Okay,
I did see the presentation for from the architect.
oh, did you? Okay, he's doing another presentation tomorrow night.
Okay, same.
Well, similar. It's probably very similar.
They've done a nice job, the architect.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so too. I mean,
And he's done a very good job, I think. Okay, what else do we have? How is everyone doing on their rankings?
Never done it yet.
All right, well, you might want to start thinking about it, because
Okay.
eventually I gotta work with the consultant and with Jennifer
Okay.
to delete rankings that are duplicates.
Right.
So I'd like everyone to get your rankings in by, I want to say, the 20th, maybe.
still.
I'll do my homework the 19th.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so if you can get them in by then, it gives me a little bit of time. I don't have a report that I can run right now that has the rankings, which I think Jennifer has, but it was pulling in 2026, so hopefully they fix that part of it.
Okay.
But we have to go in and delete the duplicates, so try to get your rankings updated.
Okay.
That would be great.
So you're gonna have Jennifer pull everything into the system, so that way we only. Cause, you know, for example, like there's a couple items from Paul's that's not showing, so.
Yes, I'll text her on those. We thought we had captured everything except for the schools, which isn't in there yet.
Okay.
But we do have to work on the 10-year plan, because I haven't seen one that balances without a report yet. But her and I will work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have time. But our presentation to the board this year is gonna be a lot shorter than the one we did last year. What we gave them was a big thick packet. It'll be a lot shorter this year with the profile sheets attached to it, so they can see each item. But they're not gonna see the big thing on the guidelines and all
When are you
that.
slated for that?
Um,
Not till next February, so with that.
No, we actually, gave you a copy of the new schedule.
Yeah.
Attached to it is what the boards are gonna talk about tomorrow night, which is their new budget schedule.
Yeah.
They have us scheduled for November 28th to forward our report to the finance committee and to them. I thought we were on the agenda for the 19th. But I will check on that, because the 28th is the day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather meet with them on the 19th
Yeah.
if we can have our report.
Sure.
As far as presentations are concerned, they didn't have us doing anything until March 3rd on their budget review. So let's leave it that way,
Okay.
rather than have to present it twice. But I will check with Bob on that to see, or Jay, maybe you can check. Normally they make us come in December and they make us come back in March
For the same thing.
for the same thing, except we add the, yeah, we add the annual town meeting warrant to it. Another thing I changed on here is Bill had us coming in the beginning of January to reconcile the warrant to our report. And we're not voting the warrant until January 31st. So I changed that to February 2nd, but these future dates we can talk about each week and spam. Sorry.
Wasn't just shut it off, so.
So next week, we're meeting on Tuesday, the 14th, not on Monday. Monday's a holiday, so we're meeting with Golf Recreation and DNR Tuesday at 5 o'clock in here. We're really almost done.
Okay,
After that, all we have is the library and the school. Unless something pops up in the portal that is new, which we'll just have to keep our eyes on. but-
Joe, you said you couldn't be here next week.
Yeah, the next couple weeks I'm flat out with work travel.
Get it. And are you available next
I'm here.
Tuesday? Lieutenant?
Yeah, so I don't think Lindsay's gonna.
George, are you available next Tuesday?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Good.
Okay. Sounds good. With that, it's just one thing that the chief brought up tonight, and he mentioned this to me last year, is if we wanted to schedule something to go over to look at this shooting trailer, so think about your schedules and.
Only if we get to shoot will I go. Sandy and I already.
He said we could.
Yeah, well, let's set up a date. I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there, but I'm not, I don't like. I don't like
Come
guns.
on.
No, I've never shot a gun in my life.
It's fun.
I gotta start at my age. All right, so think about your schedule. We'll set that up next week and then we'll put that on the agenda and we'll set up a date with him. Give him time to get ready. All right, with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Oh, so moved.
Second.
All right, this is a roll call. And
All right.
George.
All right.
Danielle,
Andrew, I.
Joe, I
Yeah, what time is it?
5:50.
Good time, Sandy.
Bill,
It's right through.
Shutting it down.
The shutter.
Everybody.
out of the.
See you, George.
Good?
Yeah, Southern